A lot of people think Bluey's family is going to grow in the next few seasons, but did you know the biggest theories are talking about a brother, not a cousin, Chili? The first thing everyone needs to understand is that Mrs. Healer, Chili, really wants to have one more child, and this is completely confirmed in the show. In the episode Bedroom, we see her crying next to her daughter's crib, and the reason she is so emotional is because no baby is ever going to lie there again. That is because the Healer couple decided they would not have any more pups, and from what it seems, that decision left Chili so upset that she cried in front of her daughters. This is what left a question in fans' minds, and now they think that in season 5, Chili is going to convince her husband to have one more child. We are saying season 5, not season 4, because the next episodes are going to focus on the birth of Bluey's new cousin and on the character's growth, so there is still a little while before Bandit and Chili's new pup is born. But believe it is almost certain that this new character is coming, and we are going to tell you everything about it right now.
You know what's starting. It's another awesome Cinewave!
Disney Plus Season 3, Episode 1, Bucky. Our sources indicate that this new pup is going to be a boy and that his name will be Bucky Healer. If that name is correct, we did some research and found out that Bucky is a very interesting way to name the character, since in some countries, including Australia, it is slang for money. Could the baby be born on the same day the Healers win the lottery? That would be really interesting to watch. But there is another reason for the character's name to start with the letter B. We are talking about a family tradition. Bandit's father is named Bob. Mr. Healer himself has a name that starts with that letter, and the family's 2 pups follow that rule too, with names like Bluey and Bingo. That is why we are sure the new character is going to have a name that starts with the letter B. But if it is not Bucky, what name would you prefer? Surgery. In the episode called Perfect, we see a scene where Bandit is talking to Fido. This character is Winnie's father, a friend Bluey makes at the playground. During their conversation, we find out that Bandit is thinking about having a surgery that will stop him from having more children, and that actually makes sense, since Bluey's parents threw away the crib from the extra room. Now, one interesting thing is that if Bandit really did that, then it means he is going to have to visit the doctor one more time. The name of that surgery is vasectomy, and yes, it stops the dad from having children, but the good part is that it is possible to regret it and go back. If Chili is going to get pregnant again, then we are going to have a new episode of Bandit having to go through another operation. Is everything going to be okay? Peppa Pig. Do you believe Peppa Pig has anything to do with this theory about Bluey's new brother? As incredible as it may seem, it makes a lot of sense to think that the Little Pig series has something to do with this. You may have noticed that the Peppa cartoon has changed a lot in recent years. One of the biggest changes was the birth of Little Evie, which forced the whole series to renovate the main house and bring in new stories. Maybe you do not know this, but the truth is that the world of Bluey and the Peppa series compete to see which one is the best animated series of all time. That is why, when one of them comes up with something new for the fans, the other is forced to do the same if it does not want to fall behind and lose the competition. That is why we know that something super important is coming to the Bluey universe. Now we just have to find out when the new baby will be born. Do you prefer Bluey or Peppa? Comment the hashtag Bluey so we can get to know each other. Announcement. Speaking of new things, we have a strong suspicion that the announcement of Chili's new baby is going to be just like what happened with Mummy Pig. In this case, she is going to appear on real-world television to talk to the fans. Can you imagine seeing Chili on the news in your city? That is one of the things that could happen. And besides that, we are going to get all the episodes, like Mrs. Healer's ultrasound exam, the baby's gender reveal party as a boy, and of course, the long-awaited episode where Bucky is born. First child. One thing you can expect from the birth of Bucky Healer is that this event is going to be very emotional for Chili. Not because she is having another pup, since that is already something expected, but because he will remind her of the pup she lost. Anyone who is a Bluey fan knows there is a secret story in the show, something even the protagonist does not know. Her mother lost a child before getting pregnant with the little blue dog, and this is a very sensitive point in Chili's heart. This is such an important detail that it needs to be explored carefully. Chili lost a pup that we know was a boy, so if she has her first baby boy now, it is definitely going to be a reminder of what she lost. We still do not know what kind of effect this could have on Chili and Bandit's life, but there is one thing you can be sure of. Bucky's arrival is going to be be a very emotional moment for Mrs. Healer. Chattermax. Do you know Chattermax, that owl-shaped toy from Bluey? This toy will probably have to be thrown away when Bucky is born. We are absolutely sure that the protagonist's new brother is not going to like that toy one bit. And the reason is very simple. Babies need peace and quiet. They need places that are calm and good for resting. Chattermax is none of that. He is loud and makes a lot of noise, and that will definitely scare the baby. And believe what we are about to explain to you now. Scaring a baby is not only a bad idea, but in fact, it is super dangerous for their health. That is why Bandit and Chili are going to throw Chattermax in the trash or donate him to another child. Will you be sad if Bluey's toy never appears again? Boy. Now, talking about the relationship between the pups, are Bluey and Bingo going to like having a baby brother? It may seem like this is not a problem, but in reality, it is something everyone needs to worry about. Bluey is used to being the older sister of another girl, and the two of them play games that have to do with that. One example was in the episode Surprise, where Bingo wanted to pretend she had pups, or in the episode from season 1, where the girls wanted to pretend they were butterflies next to their neighbor Judo, and boys, most of the time, do not play like that. Maybe Bluey will not know how to be the older sister of a boy. Of course, Bandit will help, but it is going to be a difficult moment, do you agree?
And if you're not subscribed yet, you know what to do. Click and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos.
Time. There is going to be a time jump too. You know that for many years, Bluey fans have been talking about her becoming a teenager. This story started in the episode Camping, when she appeared in the shade of that tree that Jean-Luc and she planted. Bluey would be 12 years old in this time jump, while Bucky could grow up to be a 6-year-old pup, which is the age Bluey has in season 1 of the series. The reason for this is very simple. A brother for Bluey and Bingo is a cool new thing in the series, but the truth is that he is not very useful if he cannot talk, run, play, and do everything else the girls have done since season 1. You cannot keep a character who does not do anything interesting in the series. One example is Chloe's younger brother. Do you know where he is? Exactly. Nobody knows because he is just a baby and does not take part in the games. That is why Bucky Healer will have to grow up fast. And if this is true, Bluey will be 12 years old in season 5, the same age as Mia and Captain, the same age she seems to be at the end of the episode Camping. It looks like everything is starting to fit together, do you agree? Pregnancy. Chili could have a very difficult pregnancy, and this is more possible than you might imagine. The truth is that we know Chili's family has trouble having children. Her mother died young after a serious illness, and we find that out in the episode Dragon from season 3. Chili's sister always wanted to have children, but she only managed to after Bluey was already 7 years old. And as we already explained, Chili herself has already lost a child. All of this information together makes us think that the women in Chili's family have trouble having children. Some people in the real world are like that. It depends on each person's health, and Bluey has always been a show that talks about serious things. That is why a new pup for Chili is going to be a very difficult moment for her. But there is one thing you can be sure of. Everything is going to end well. After all, we are talking about the world of Bluey.
Color. Do you think Bucky is going to be blue like Bandit and Bluey, or red like Bingo and Chili? Our idea is that he will be a mix of both, like Mr. Healer's older brother. Uncle Radley is a character who mixes the two possible colors of Bluey's species, and that is very rare, but it is a design that would look really beautiful on the character. But if it is not that, it is more likely that he will be red. We know this detail because the dogs from Bluey's breed, the Australian cattle dog, are a type of dog that is more common in its reddish color. That is why, if Bucky is born in season 5 like we are imagining, his color will either be a mix of the two or he will be red. What do you think about that? Sport. And finally, what is Bucky's favorite sport going to be? There are two possibilities. Either he is going to love rugby, which is Bandit's favorite game, or he is going to like field hockey, which is the sport Chili likes the most. But since Bingo already plays hockey, it is very possible that Bucky will be a rugby fan, and that would be really cool because Bandit would finally have someone to play with, since he is a huge fan of the sport, but not as big a fan as we are of you. That is why you need to stay on our channel. We always have videos here for you to enjoy even more. It's almost over, but until then, you can stay with us. There are 2 super fun videos waiting for you. Thanks, and see you next time.